Hello, my name is Erin Lucy. I'm the author of several sweet romantic comedies, and I have some things on my mind, so let's chat. This is just going to be a quick sit down where I talk about some of my thoughts and how they have to do with writers, being public facing people, and how I am struggling with that, and how I feel like trying to write for profit and to meet market expectations is kind of taking some of the gift of writing away from me and making it feel like not my safe space. And I'm stepping back from that and realizing I am not happy with that, and that's not what I want to happen between me and my writing, because it's always been something since I was a young kid in second grade that I always did for fun, and it just felt like a safe space for me. So I'm trying to strike a balance between I do want to please the market and my audience, but at the same time I have to keep myself happy, and I have to do this for me as well. And one of the things that I think I need to do is just really disconnect from social media for a while, because I have been on Threads a lot, and book threads and writer threads come up often, and it's always every week. So they're mad about something over there. I think it's due to kind of being chronically online, and I kind of think that it's causing some mental illness, to be honest, in people, because of what the things that I read them say and things they do. And I'm not talking about any particular issue. I'm just talking about how people are engaging with each other in a way that's just not healthy. And I just need to step back from that, because it makes me as a writer feel a little not scared. Well, maybe it does make me scared. Yeah, it just is like, well, I'm going to put myself out there as a writer. I'm going to hopefully get an audience of people that enjoy my books, but then I say the wrong thing and suddenly I'm canceled. I think I've been honest here that I do have anxiety, and the last thing I need to do is to be canceled. So the first book that I released has already been review bombed because I put it on NetGalley and I didn't have a trigger warning that it was second chance after cheating, and I triggered someone, and she had a lot of friends that then went and review bombed my book. It's like, who am I? I'm this tiny little indie author, and why is this how you spend your time trying to like ruin somebody's launch of their book for their pen name? You know, it happened, and I put a trigger warning in the back or the front of the book and in the description so that people are clear, and that's my fault for not marketing it properly, and I learned my lesson. But I didn't know. I went into it honestly and learned the hard way that some people really hate that trope. And it's just these things that we learn the hard way. Like Allie Hazelwood learned the hard way that when she said Team Gale over Team PETA, she was going to get ran off the internet. Like, how do you foresee people getting mad over something like that? There's like no rhyme or reason to it, I guess. So yeah, with cancel culture, and if I am relying on my income for writing, let's say, and then I say something wrong and all of a sudden I'm canceled, and then my writing income just goes away because I'm review bombed, and you know, it's just, these are things, unfortunately, that writers of the 2020s have to consider. This is just the landscape that we're putting our books into, and this isn't like a whiny poor me thing. It's just the reality of the situation. When you put yourself out there publicly these days, you are setting yourself up potentially to be canceled or raked over the coals for saying something that somebody doesn't like. I guess to bring it full circle, that kind of takes some of the joy away from writing for me, because it's like if I put my heart and soul into something only for it to be taken the wrong way or hated. I'm fairly strong, I think, emotionally and mentally, but that'll wear on anybody. So another thing I think that can really steal our joy is some people are really good at writing to market, and they see this as a business, which it is. Writing is a business. Selling books is a business. And to make the most money, you've got to know your market and write what the market wants. And there's nothing wrong with that. And the people that do it well and don't get burned out doing that, I think more power to them. However, I don't think I'm necessarily that kind of writer. Like even in my series, what's the plural of series? I have a hard time like maintaining the voice throughout the series because I want to try new things and I don't want to do the same thing twice. So that could potentially work against me, but I don't know. I just need to find readers who enjoy that as well. And one of the reasons I picked romance to write in is because I knew that they could kind of be standalones because like I say, I like to kind of bounce around and do different things. And so like if I was doing like a 7-book science fiction series or something, then I'd be in the same world for 7 books and I couldn't jump around and stuff. So with romance, you get a different cast of characters or a different main character and love interest every time. So for me, I like that. So I'm trying to learn how to be a little more consistent as far as keeping my voice because like let's see, Undenied and Unruly Rockstar is pretty lighthearted, and then there's some serious things in Unglued, and then this next one, it gets kind of emotional at the end, and I was like, well, but Undenied was like really upbeat, and why am I getting emotional? Like, why am I doing this? But and then I ask myself, well, why am I questioning this? Why don't I just write what seems to be what the story wants? I think also in this day and age of publishing, well, ever since the Kindle came out and independent publishing started to become a thing, there's some writers who are able to write a lot of books and like release like over 12 books a year. They're working full time to do that. And like I said before, more power to those people. I don't, hold a grudge over that or anything. But as a person who works full time, I've never been able to keep up that pace. And it's just a point of frustration for me because I know if I did work full time, I could get a lot more done. And then with AI, it's just ramping up the speed exponentially. Like people are writing a book a day and uploading it to Amazon that day. And so, in certain writing circles, you get this badge of honor the faster you write. That puts a lot of pressure on indies, and I can really let that pressure eat to me. So it's something that I need to let go. So these are things that I'm trying to let go, like trying to let go of the fear of being online bullied, trying to let go of the fear of being canceled, trying to let go of the fear of not writing perfectly to market, letting go of the fear of just having a public presence in general in this age of the internet being a lot meaner than it used to be. Even like a decade ago, the internet was not this mean. And so where's it going to go from here? I don't know. Hopefully we'll realize that we've gone astray and pull ourselves back and we'll get some civility again, but I don't know. And then I'm trying to let go of the whole idea that I got to write faster. I am so tired of having to work faster. And if AI is going to be the new thing, and it's going to take over the world, why is it making us have to write faster, do faster, be faster? Why can't we slow down because of AI? Why can't AI take the heavy lifting away from us so that we have time to relax and enjoy more? But that's not what I'm seeing happening. I'm seeing AI adding pressure to create books faster, and I have a hard time with that. I'm like, I want to write and enjoy the words and enjoy the emotions that my characters are experiencing. And I want to portray the world that I see, that God created, that is beautiful. And I want to recreate the beauty in words, and I want other people to experience that beauty as well. I want people to fall in love with my characters and just feel a fondness in their heart for them. I don't want to just I don't want my books to be like a big stamp, like it's an assembly line now. Here, stamp, new book, stamp, new book, stamp. Like that's not what I want, and that's not why I ever got into this business. And trying to live up to that expectation is really causing me some mental turmoil, to be honest, because I have been feeling more anxious, and I do notice that this writing gig is causing me anxiety. And I want to do YouTube, but then the thought of getting on YouTube and putting my face out there It's causing me anxiety because I'm like, well, now AI has my face and AI can create whatever it wants of me and have me saying things that I never said. So part of me honestly just wants to pull back, just wants to live my quiet life offline, and wants to, I don't know, just write my book, send my newsletter, maybe even blog. Just, I don't know. That's where I'm at. I'm just really wrestling with this, and I don't know if it's just me or other writers also wrestling with some of these issues. And I think we're in an age of cancel. Uh-oh. My husband's downstairs, and he screamed. He's in the wood shop. I don't think he cut off a finger. Anyway, if you hear banging, I don't know, he's doing something. I hope he didn't break his table that he's been working on for weeks. What was I saying? I just think with the advent of AI, it's just making everything even more faster, and life just feels like it's speeding by, and we can't just sit back and enjoy and write slowly and enjoy the words and fuss over the words and make the prose nice. And I don't know, I'm lamenting everything that we're losing because of AI, and just not just AI, but just this consumer culture that wants to just consume more, and doesn't want to just pause and enjoy something that's higher quality. So whatever my husband did down there, I hope he fixed it, because he did. He went, ah! It's probably not funny. Hopefully he didn't ruin his really expensive white oak table that he's making. So I'm just gonna, I don't know, mentally step back. One of the reasons I feel safer on YouTube is because AuthorTube does kind of seem to have its wits about it still, and people aren't like being mean to each other, and people are supportive of the writing endeavor. And so I feel like it's one of the better spaces to be as far as finding a supportive environment and people that actually really do still care about writing and wanting to share their process and putting value on the experience of learning to write, the experience of writing the book, not just the finished product. Yeah, putting some emphasis on like the author's health and mental well-being, because I like watching people's vlogs where, you know, they wrestle with their stories and they come through a hard challenge with their story, and in the end they have a book to show for it and they can feel proud about it. That's what I want out of my writing and my career, is this fulfillment, self-fulfillment, not this, oh, I wrote a book today and tomorrow and the next day, and I hardly even remember what I wrote because I wrote it so fast, and I don't even know my characters because I didn't spend any time with them. I just let the AI generate everything, and I'm not trying to be anti-AI here. I'm not saying that people that have chosen that path, I'm not, you know, being down on that. I'm just saying, from my perspective, what I want out of my career. I just want to be old-fashioned. Is that so bad? Is that so wrong? I want to be an old-fashioned writer. Old-fashioned 50-year-old writer. Can I be that? That's the question. That's the ultimate question. Can I be that and still be successful? Can I make a living at this and still be successful if I don't jump on the hamster wheel that is indie publishing in the AI age? Like, can I make my own path? And I don't know. I don't have answers to these questions. Do you have answers to these questions? Because if you do, I'd love for you to weigh in the comments, because they are causing me some existential angst. So I think I will end it there, because this is plenty long enough, and maybe I should go check on my husband to see if he ruined his table. But I'm going to leave it there. So thank you so much for listening to me ramble. And if you have any insights or any thoughts on any of this, please leave a comment and hit that subscribe button and the like. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.